Right guys, welcome back to another video. This is a little bit different compared to what I normally do. So I am in the thinking chair. Well, that's what I'll call it anyway, because it's the place I think that I think. You see what I did there?
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Right, so today we're going to be analysing for the first time the CrossFit quarter final announcement, which was released yesterday. But it's not the actual announcement of the workouts, it's just the floor plan. So I'm going to try and predict what I think the workouts are going to be and see how enjoyable they look. And in future videos I will be testing these workouts out. So if you're CrossFit fanatic and you love these kind of videos and you're enjoying my current upload schedule, because I am getting a lot of content out there for you guys at the minute, I'm doing quite well actually, right? Okay. Hit the subscribe button, like, share if you need to, and let's make it a fact. If I get 2 out of 5 of the workouts right, you guys watching need to share my YouTube account. I think that's a fair deal, right?
You serious?
So let's start moving and get into the video. So we've got test, because they like to call them tests now. So we've got test 1 floor plan for the quarterfinals individuals. Got my little whiteboard, so I'm going to make some notes. Let's see what the first test will be. Let's try and figure out what we can get done.
Hey everybody, let's talk quarterfinals. We're talking test 1 individuals.
So they've got a box in the background, so obviously handstand push-ups.
The first is a box, you can see it behind me.
So obviously
it's a
that's
little different than
push-ups.
we've used in the past. It's going to be 40 inches wide and 24 inches deep. So make sure you set that up to the specs that we've outlined for this competition.
Wider and deeper, okay.
And then 5 feet off of that, we've got this hard line which designates where your rope and your dumbbells are going to be placed.
Okay.
This is also going to designate
I like having weird
start
lines
for this test. So at 3, 2, 1, go, you're going to run across the line and head into the wall. When you're setting up your shot, make sure that you've got enough clearance that you can clearly see the entire athlete's body all the way up overhead. When you're done at the wall, you're going to move forward to the dumbbells. And same thing, take your time to set up your shot, make sure that you've got clearance, nothing gets lost overhead. And when you're doing this test, just keep in mind that you have to stay in front of
I'm going to presume 22.5.
The direction that you face is totally up to you. Just need to stay in front of the white line. And the same thing is going to hold true when you get to the rope. Feet are clearly in front of the white line, but how you face is up to you. That's going to be the motion through this test. Make sure you take the time to set it up correctly, and we'll see you on the leaderboard.
Okay, cool. So we have a triplet for event 1, or test 1 they call it. So the box in the corner is obviously going to be handstand push-ups. They've made it clear that they want it to be a little bit wider and a little bit deeper, and make sure you can see the full angle. And obviously there's a wall behind that, so it's got to be some form of handstand push-ups. We've got dual dumbbell movement then, and again I presume it's going to be a 22.5. Although at that standard they probably would be able to do heavier. I would love to see some dual devil presses in there, but because this isn't a move that Dave Castro necessarily came up with, I don't think personally that he will put it in the workout. So I'm thinking that it'll be some form of shoulder movement, so a push press, because we've gone from handstand push-ups to a dual dumbbell movement. So I think personally it'll be a push press to fatigue the shoulders a little bit more. And again, we've had thrusters, even though it was a barbell, in the Open this year. So personally, again, push presses is what I think it's going to be. And a rope again, which will fatigue the shoulders a little bit. So I think it's going to be a triple shoulder burnout. So we're thinking, let's say it's a push press, dual push press. And then the rope, probably double unders. I'd be excited to see triple unders, because I don't think I've ever seen it done. I might be wrong, so if I'm wrong, then please comment below and tell me which event it is, and I'll go ahead and watch that. But with these 3 movements, I'm thinking it might be some form of Diane. So the first workout, I'm going to presume it'll be a little bit quicker, a little bit of a burnout. So a Diane format would be 21, 15, 9. And I think that'll be the setup for the handstand push-ups and the push presses, which I think it is. then I think the rope will be 210, 150 to 90. So you heard it here first, folks. 21 handstand push-ups, 21 dual dumbbell push presses, and then 210 double unders, followed by 15, 15, 150, 9, 9, 90. Let's see if I'm right, I guess, but that's my prediction for event 1. How exciting does that look? If it is that, I can't wait to try it. The double unders are going to kill me, as you would have seen from 21.1, but we'll see how we get on that event. Okay, so going into test plan 2, this is the first look I will have had at this event. Let's see what it is, and let's see what my predictions will be.
Individual quarterfinal.
Ooh, we have a
2.
GHD.
Let's check out the floor plan. There's a few specifics
And a
that
rope.
you got to be aware
Wow.
of here. First things first, I've got a mark in front of my rope.
Where are we starting?
And then 8 feet in front of that, we've got this hard boundary.
These boundaries are
GHD
ridiculous.
needs to be placed behind that 8-foot
Imagine
mark.
you doing this in your
Primarily
garage.
that's for safety, so you've got enough room to climb without running into your GHD. Then, off of the front of the GHD, we've got a 5-foot boundary, and this is going to serve as your starting position and the designation for one of the movements. So, the way to work your way through, we're going to start over here on this side of the line. After 3, 2, 1, go, you can step forward. You'll be working through some GHD. Then you'll go behind for the rope, and you can take a second to note that the top of the rope is clearly visible inside the shot. So set things up correctly so that when you're climbing, it's really easy to see when you've got to that 15-foot mark. Once you finish the rope, you're going to come back over here, and there'll be another movement that you perform clearly on this side of the tape. That's how you're going to work your way through this event.
Okay.
As always, take a few seconds to walk it through and make sure your camera's set up so that you can see the athlete through all of those positions, and find a position for your judge so that the athlete is prioritized in the shot. Have fun with this one. We'll see you on the leaderboard.
Okay. I like the look of it. I don't think I'd like to do it. So we've got a GHD which we start with. Now there's only 2 movements you can do with a GHD, which is a sit-up and a back extension. Now, personally, I don't think that they'll do back extensions in the open, in the quarterfinals. I think they'll do GHD sit-ups. So the first move will be GHD sit-ups. We then move to the rope and do rope climbs. Now, I think they will do legless just because it's a little bit more intense and the height of the rope's quite high, so I think that legless will make it that little bit more challenging. And then we have a blank space. Now there could be any movements in this box, but we have saw burpees in the open, we have saw wall walks as another bodyweight movement. So personally, I think it could be down to either pistol squats, which I'd love to see. I don't think it'll be air squats because in the quarterfinals, you'd like to think that people will be a little bit more advanced than that. Or the next move, which it might possibly be, would be push-ups. But again, it's another move which people are quite advanced at doing. And I don't think there's any secrets in terms of a best in this workout. So in the blank, I'm going to presume it's pistol squats, okay? So if we're talking GHD sit-ups, legless rope climbs, and pistol squats, I'd like to see, and I think it might be, a 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 ratio with the sit-ups and the pistol squats. Then I think the rope will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's a little bit more of a grindy and burny session, and I think personally the legs are going to get attacked in the sit-ups and the pistols. That's why I think it'll work, but then I think that the rope might not be legless, but we'll see. This is my prediction. So 50 GHD sit-ups, 5 rope climbs, then we got 50 pistol squats alternating, 40, 4, 40, 33, 30, 20, 2, 20, 10, 1, 10. No idea on the time cap for any of these workouts. I'm not very good at this kind of stuff, but there will be some rough time caps in all of these tests. But basically, for test number 2, that is what my prediction is. All right, team, let's go into test number 3. Let's see what we got and see how I think it'll end up.
Hey everybody, let's talk about quarterfinal test number 3.
So we got a rower and a wall ball. Okay.
This one's got a pretty simple setup, but there's a few things that you need to make sure that you've got done really well. First,
guessing that's a 10-foot
clearly
line.
visible is that target for the wall ball. It's set at 10 feet currently for the male athlete. If you're a female athlete, you'll set that at 9 feet. And then from the wall, we've measured out 8 feet for our start line and the line that designates where the rower has to be beyond. So I'm going to start here in front of the line. When I hear the beep, I can run into the wall. When I'm finished at the wall, I'll come back over to my rower.
Wall balls first.
You can see we've set it up in a way that the monitor is visible on camera as well, so that the whole performance is recorded. Keep in mind that if possible, try to get your judge on the other side of you so that the camera captures you first and then your judge behind you. It's more important that we see your performance, not them. Have fun with this one. We'll see you on the leaderboard.
I think he's really excited to see us on the leaderboard. Not that I'm going to be there, but that's all he keeps saying. Someone's being kind. Right, so test 3, 2 movements, right? We got wall ball squats, obviously, and a rower. Now, I think because the other 2 were a little bit quicker, I think that event test 3 will be a little bit of a more grindy session. And I think that the wall balls and the rower will have to be separated completely. So you'll have to do the reps on the wall balls before you move to the rower. And then you'll finish on the rower for the total number of calories. So
it's all about humanity.
I've noticed that they like to use on the rower calories instead of meters more. So I'm going to presume that the reps for each are the same. So I'm going to say that you do 100 wall ball squats.
It's all about humanity.
And then you do 100 calories on the rower. Now, I'm fully aware that defeats the object of a long grindy session, but in the same point, it's how long can you hold on. The wall ball squats 100 reps is quite a lot. It's going to burn, it's going to hurt. Whereas a calorie row, you just need to go full out for 100 calories, which if you haven't done rowing before for calories, that is a lot of calories, to be fair. So my prediction for test 3 is simple. 100 wall ball squats to start and then straight into a 100 calorie row. I wonder how close I'll be. All right, moving on. Let's go straight into test 4. I'm quite excited to see what's coming up because we still haven't used any gymnast rings. We still haven't used the bar. We still haven't used the barbell as well. So we've still got plenty more bits of pieces of equipment to be used. So let's move on. Let's see what's going to happen.
Let's talk about individual quarterfinal test number
Ooh.
4. This one's very simple.
This already
setup.
looks like a max
All you
load
need
test.
is a rack and a barbell and some plates. Set up the camera in a way so that when you unrack the barbell and step out of the rack, you're clearly visible so that we can see you lifting. That's all you've got to do. So pick an angle in front of that rack from the 3/4 that shows you clearly when you step out of the rack. Hit that
Ooh.
lift. We'll see you on the leaderboard.
Okay, now that's quite exciting. Didn't expect that. So we've got a max load test, quite obviously. I'll be very surprised if he puts a max reps test in a certain time cap with a movement. Now, because I'm thinking it's a max load test, we're going to go off that. We have seen a max load test already this year in the open, and that was a complex. So it was a deadlift, clean, hang clean, and jerk. So I think those 4 movements are eliminated. And I know it's not a deadlift because it's set up in the back squat position. Going off that, I don't think it'll be a strict press. I don't think it'll be a back squat. And again, I don't think it'll be a deadlift because they were done in last year's final for the games. So I think those 3 moves are eliminated. It won't be a snatch because you need a rack. So basically all that leaves is either a push press or an overhead squat. And the fact that I think in event 1 you'll need a push press with the dumbbells, I'm going to go off, this is a max load for an overhead squat 1 RM. I'm pretty confident with this one, guys. I think I've nailed it in terms of what it could be. So overhead squat 1 rep max for test 4. All right, let's move into the final test. This is test 5 for the CrossFit quarterfinals for individuals. I'm quite excited to see what is left, because again, we haven't used rings, we haven't used a pull-up rig, so let's see what they're going to give us.
Talk about quarterfinals
Okay.
test number 5
High box
for the
and
individuals.
a barbell.
Check out the setup. We've got the box and the line that bisects that box on either side. And then 5 feet off of that, we have the line that's going to designate where the barbell has to be behind.
Okay.
So I'm going to start back here, behind the first tape line, clearly behind it. After 3, 2, 1, go, I can move forward to the bar. Now keep in mind, I have to be facing the box when I'm working on the barbell, okay? So make sure that you're facing the
Barbell
box
first,
every time you
and
come
then
back to the bar, and that you're well behind that tape line. When you set up your shot, make sure that you have enough space overhead, that nothing's getting lost out of frame. Take this time to frame that up correctly, and that's how you're gonna flow through this particular test. As always, if you can, try to position your judge in a way that you get the athlete on camera first, and then behind them is the judge. Have fun. We'll see you on the leaderboard.
Okay, I didn't expect that. We start with a barbell movement, could be anything, and then we go into a high box movement. So this is a lot harder to predict for this one. This one's quite blank. It's a double movement workout. Now, 21.2, we had burpee box jump overs, which was a very similar setup, but there was obviously a dumbbell, and then there was a lower box. So I think that it'll be high box jump overs for a very high rep range. I can't see them doing burpee box jump overs again, and I don't really know any more movements other than step ups, but step ups will be too easy for quarterfinals. So we're going to say box jump overs. Now with the barbell movement, it could literally be anything, but it's a 60 kilogram bar, which for athletes at that level is quite light. I think it might be snatches or squat snatches. We're going to put in squat snatches because that will be the ultimate leg burn. So squat snatches and box jump overs. A rep range, I am struggling to figure out what it could be. So let's just take a wild guess here. So I'm going to say it'll be 10 squat snatches, followed by 10 box jump overs, maybe. And I think it might be like 10 rounds for time or something like that. But contrasting that, it could be an AMRAP in 20 minutes perhaps. But I'm going to say 10 rounds for time. This is a wild guess. We've got 10 squat snatches and then 10 box jump overs with obviously a really tight time cap. Yeah, so they are my 5 workout predictions. I don't know if I'll be right. Hopefully I am. But the workouts look amazing with what they've got. Obviously they've missed out quite a few different pieces of equipment, which is quite upsetting. I did expect to see at this level maybe ring muscle ups or using an echo bike or something like that, but obviously they haven't. They've saved it for some reason. So I'm excited and nervous to try these, and of course the workouts are going to come out Friday, so we get to see all 5 workouts and what they are, and I'll be able to see if my predictions were right. But what I want to know, what do you think about these workouts, right? Comment below if you think you have any other predictions. I'm quite excited to hear this. Or comment below if you think my predictions are right. And yeah, if you enjoyed this little bit of a different video, consider liking the video. It's going to help my channel grow. But yeah, I'll be out. So thank you for watching. Peace.